All right, and we are live. Welcome everybody to the actual first episode of Independently Blind. My name is Jason Smith. I am your host. This broadcast is actually going to be a pilot episode, as it says in the description down below. I've been wanting to start this channel for a long time. I'm not necessarily new to YouTube, but I am new to the Legally Blind VIP community. So, just want to introduce myself real quick, give a little quick backstory because I plan on making videos about my backstory. So I don't want to get too involved into my backstory right now. I'm 40 years old, actually in my mid 40s. I have Stargardt's disease. Obviously, I'm legally blind. I've been legally blind for, at least as far as I know, the past 15 years. It started back when I was 16 years old. Um, I'm currently just trying to make my way through life. And I really want to be able to educate, advocate. Most importantly, I want to inspire. And the reason that I want to inspire is because I've been inspired. I crave inspiration. I love to be inspired and I love to inspire other people. That's what I'm going to make this channel about. This channel is also going to be about the quest for positivity. I do believe that we all need to be positive. We need to find everything about ourselves and make it positive, even if it's hard. And I've learned a lot, and I have a lot of videos that I want to make. But this show right here, the goal is to every Friday do a live broadcast and just kind of go over certain things that are going on in the world about blindness and visually impairments and things like that. And that's what this video is today. This came up. I'm doing this premature. I don't even have my logos ready. They'll be out here pretty soon. I got some things that are going on, and I'm trying to get them kicked off and get them going. But as of right now, I had to get this video out. It just touched me. It got me. It hit all the emotions. It got me mad. It got me angry. Um, and I want to try to put a positive spin on it. Now, I want to put a disclaimer out there. This is just an opinion. This is just how I feel personally about certain things that are going on. And let me see, we got something coming up here. Hopefully, it's not too bad. Excuse me one second. My computer is trying to tell me something here. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see if I close it out. Hopefully, it doesn't mess with the broadcast. All right, let's get back to it. Okay, so anyways, so this is just my opinion. So disclaimer, I'm not trying to cause any problems. I would like for you guys to comment down below, give your take, give your opinion. I got a few things I want to go over. So anyway, let's go ahead and kick the show off and let's get this thing started.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
All right, once again, welcome to the pilot episode of the Independently Blind broadcast, the show where we kind of go over the world news on what it as it deals with being blind and visually impaired. And this week we have our pilot episode, which is going to be pretty intense, in my opinion. There's an article that I found, and it was attached to a video from NBC On Your Side, Channel 12. And I don't know where it was based out of. I came across it. I listened to it. It really, really bothered me. And before we get into it, I want to go ahead and play that video. Let me get my little workboard here. Okay, let's go ahead and take a listen to the video, and then we'll jump in on how I feel about it. And just keep in mind, number one, what it means to advocate, and number two, what are your morals? Put that out there. What are your morals as far as when it comes to advocating and educating for blind and visually impaired situations we face? Take a listen.
New at 5, businesses in Virginia and all across the country are being slapped with a sea of lawsuits. And here's why. Blind people are suing, saying websites are not compliant with the Americans with Disabilities Act. But many of these businesses say it's just a money grab by lawyers. On Your Side investigator Heather Sullivan has that story.
When you own a business, you want to be accessible to all people. Often, you think about that here and here. But what about here? Many businesses say they're being blindsided by lawsuits because their websites don't work with screen readers used by blind people.
When I use this screen reader, it's telling me the areas.
We asked Marietta Grabowski, who is blind, to show us how her screen reader reads website information to her so she can book rides, get news, or shop online.
Vitamin B complex supplement made in the USA.
If a website isn't formatted to work with a screen reader, a blind person can't use it. Grabowski usually just lets the company know.
The more we let them know it's not accessible, it's to our benefit.
But some other blind people across the country and their attorneys have filed lawsuits. 2,285 lawsuits just last year against banks, hotels, stores, and restaurants since a 2017 court ruling that websites fall under the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Once that case came out, the floodgates opened.
But many of the businesses say they didn't know they weren't in compliance, and some feel it's a shakedown for settlements of often $15,000 to $25,000.
Is this a money grab by some of these law firms?
There are some law firms that genuinely want to do the right thing for disabled individuals. Now, that said, in every profession, there are always the bad seeds.
I think to some degree they feel like they've been victimized because it has been out-of-state law firm that has targeted credit unions and community banks.
Here's why they feel that. See the same name on all these lawsuits? Same story in other states. Piles of lawsuits, often by one visually impaired person and their attorneys. A lawyer with Pacific Trial Attorneys representing the plaintiff in many Virginia cases sent their response. Attack us if you must, but in this battle, the disabled community is on the right side of history. So why not just upgrade their sites? Businesses say the Department of Justice has not issued the legal, technical standards websites should meet.
We respect the disabled community. We believe they should have access. It's just a matter of knowing the rules with which to comply. There's an international code, web content accessibility guidelines. There have been several versions of that. 1.0, 2.0, 2.0 AA.
But advocates for people with disabilities say there are common standards.
We know that there are initiatives, including the web content accessibility guidelines, most businesses utilize in their web development and has essentially become the industry standards.
This year, the Virginia General Assembly passed a...
Okay, so we got the gist of it right there. I'm gonna first start off by saying there's really, in my personal opinion, if you own a business and even if it's just a website business, you need to pay attention to the details. And for anybody that's starting a really legit business, banks, stores, you heard some of the things that they were mentioning there, right? Even if you open up a store, right? You rent out a building, you got to get your business license, you got to go through certain codes. There is accessibility to the disabled in general, that there's guidelines. They have to have certain signs, certain handicap parking. All these standards are there. So I'm under the assumption here, okay, that it's the same as you're building a website. If you're doing it correctly and you're following the business code, you're going to come across the accessibility for screen readers. Now, depending on the type of business you have, and maybe you get some of these owners and some of the people that are running these websites that are a bit arrogant, you know, the kind of people that we have to deal with, that frustrates us as being blind and legally blind and visually impaired, right? So we run across this kind of stuff all the time. And so there's that point of, you know, as an advocate myself, and in everybody that has a visual impairment, blind, a disability in general, should always advocate for accessibility and fair rights, discrimination, everything. I believe that 100%. Now, when it is abused, it makes us look bad. And this is where I'm kind of like, okay, because if you listen to what the report was on, and the report is actually making us out to look bad, right? The blind and visually impaired community look bad in this. They do a good job of trying to spin it and talk about our rights because we have them. But then they bring up, okay, one lawyer, out-of-state lawyer, and one visually impaired person are going after all these people. What are the odds that this particular visually impaired person and this lawyer just stumbled across all these websites that this VIP in particular was trying to access all these websites? So now they're calling it a money grab. And this is where it makes us look bad, because now it looks like we're just attacking business owners. So it's a 50-50 thing with me at this moment, right? So there's a part of me that is angry because it should be accessible. And then there's another part of me now that's like, I don't believe, my moral code doesn't allow me to believe that we should attack people for money all the time. I believe these lawsuits range up to $25,000. Now, I know plenty of states, organizations that work with people with disabilities in general, but in this particular situation, as it concerns us, there's plenty of vocational rehab facilities, blind centers, and what have you that could use this money to grow and help get the word out there, help us advocate. But instead, this is going to one lawyer and one person. Now, quite a few years back, in fact, I watched an episode of 60 Minutes, and right here in California where I'm at, they actually had, there was two lawyers. I can't remember if they were married couple or just friends, but they were using Google Maps and they were going over certain hotels and seeing which hotels didn't have certain lifts to get people that were in wheelchairs inside pools. They were going to certain stores and looking at curbs, and they were actually hiring disabled people in wheelchairs and whatnot to go to these stores so they could file an actual complaint and sue these businesses. And they were paying these disabled people, or they were supposed to be. Like, I think some of these cases they didn't even get paid out on, but some of the ones that they did, they got like a few $100s. I don't remember the exact numbers, but they were suing these hotels and these businesses for thousands and thousands, probably like $10,000 plus of dollars. And it wasn't even going to the disabled person. Now, I really hope that this is not the situation here. I hope that this person, this VIP person that's out there, there's a part of it. I'm really excited. He's out there, he's finding these websites, and he's getting and forcing these people to correct it, which is a good thing. I am all for that. But at what cost? If it makes us look bad, don't personally go out and attack people. There has to be a better way that we could go about it to make a safe face. And it's pretty funny. And this is where it gets real, the water gets real muddy for me. Okay. Because I do have high morals. Just to let everybody know, I am a man of faith. I am a Christian man. I run a youth group. I help troubled youth all the time. And there's just a certain moral code I have that just doesn't allow me to come off like, we want independence. We want to be looked at as equals, but then we use our disability to gain access to funds or really kind of put other people down to bring them down to our level, when we want to be at their level, not bring them down to where they think we are at, because we are with them. We don't have to bring them down anywhere. We're level with them. We shouldn't have to take it this far. And this is where I want to play another clip for you. And this is a big shout out to another fellow YouTuber. His name is Justin Holland. If you guys ain't following Justin Holland, look Justin Holland up on YouTube. He has a channel, Justin Holland Fitness. He's a bodybuilder. This guy lost his vision completely at the age of 20. And so he's been blind now for, I believe it's like 3 going on 4 years. He does bodybuilding competitions. He does his channel where he does on fitness and everything. It's an amazing channel. The guy's not only funny, he's inspirational. And that's what I love about the guy, because I love to be inspired. He's inspired me to continue and to take myself to another level. And that's what I like about Justin. So if you're not or don't know about Justin Holland, go look up Justin Holland on YouTube. He's a great guy with a great channel and a great perspective of life. I'm just totally amazed by the guy, but he had a real life experience. And I want you to listen to not only what he has to say about it, but what the system was for him and the roadblocks that he got. And then we'll continue the conversation about how we should advocate with morals.
You're going to tell me I can't go in. I'm blind. This is my eyes. So if you were blind and you had a service dog that guided you around, you would do this.
We can't be in this private business. We can't. We can't be.
Okay, sit down, buddy. You're so sweet. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Justin Holland, the blind guy, back with another video for you guys. Oh, and this one's not going to turn out the way you. So a couple months ago, well, it was last year, 2018, in June, when I was down in Houston for the the Summer Strength Classic, the bodybuilding competition with Christian Guzman. Afterwards, we went to this place called Club Clay of Houston. And as you all know, there's a video. If you have not seen the video, I will link it somewhere, or it'll be in the pinned comment down below. And you can check that out, the full video of what those, because I did get it on film. My fiance Brooke filmed it. But so basically what happened was we went there, and then they broke federal law, ADA, Americans Disability Act, and told me that you can't come in here because you have a service dog. And I'm like, well, that's federal law. You can't tell me that. And then basically the guys didn't know what they were talking about. There was police officers or a sheriff or deputy, whatever, in the background that also didn't, just kind of sat there and watched it all happen, which is pretty pitiful. So what I did after that video, a lot of you guys suggested that I filed a complaint through the Americans Disability Act, ADA, the government, I think it's Department of Justice. I filed a complaint through them. And after about 3 or 4 months, I get a letter in the mail saying, "Dear Justin Holland, we are writing you to inform you that we are sorry that we don't have time to get to your complaint. We are overloaded with complaints, so there's nothing that we can do at this time." That's all they told me. They said that there's nothing that they can do. They have so many complaints coming in, and that's basically the end of it. There's nothing I can really do. And I do got to say this. I do appreciate everybody that went either on Yelp, anywhere possible that you can leave a review for Club Clay, which is CLE with the
Today, Junior.
accent on it.
I love Adam Sandler. He's great.
Above the E. But yeah, that's how you spell it. CLE with the thing on it. But it's Club Clay of Houston.
Listen to what he says. Listen to what he says.
But anywhere that you could leave a review, especially on Facebook, when I shared this video on Facebook, the reviews went from 4.6 down to 3.4 in one day, which if you go to their Facebook page, you'll see yours truly as the top review with like 20 likes and a lot of comments. And it's basically just bashing them because they denied me access for basically being blind and having my beautiful, sweet guide dog Diesel. And now the next steps, I've tried to do this before.
This is the important
that's
part.
basically the end of it as far as, the update from what I did do, filing a complaint through the ADA. But, the only other thing that I can try to do is contact, which most of the attorneys and lawyers that I called down in Houston were, when I would search on like Google, ADA discrimination lawyer, most of them that popped up, I would call them, and they only handled discrimination within the workforce. So basically, if an employer discriminated with someone who is disabled, that's the only kind of discrimination that the attorneys really deal with. But actually today, someone commented on that video, still getting comments and views, which that's good. Hopefully it's more bad publicity for the company. But and that's all I want. I don't want a lawsuit for money or anything. I just want them to pay the price for doing what they did, because it's
the money
really
shot.
wrong, and it's pretty despicable. But I think
that was the money shot right there for me. Justin, big shout out to you, brother, man. Love you, dude. I love your videos. I love your approach to life. I love your humor. I had to giggle at that. I love Adam Sandler. Great 80 type feel comedy actor. Love it. I love it. I think that clip was from Billy Madison. Yeah, Justin's a funny dude. But the thing that I like about what Justin said there in his piece. Now, here is a situation. Like, here's a guy that is amongst his peers. He went to this bodybuilding competition. Afterwards, they were all going to this Club Clay. They were all going to hang out, have some drinks. He wanted to go and be amongst his peers, hang out, and just have fun. I mean, from what I understand about bodybuilding, right, these guys go on a really, really strict diet. They lose all this weight to prepare for this event. Afterwards, after going through it, no matter what, I mean, you succeeded, right? So you're going to go celebrate. It's time to let loose a little bit. And this Club Clay deny him access because he has a guide dog. Now, that is worth advocating for. That is what fires me up. That kind of situation is what really, I mean, this guy, this hurt this guy. Okay. They caught it on film, got it on film. hook, line, sinker, dead to rights. He can't find anybody right now to take the case. But yet we have this other situation where one guy, one lawyer in other states are attacking all these people getting thousands of dollars. Now, once again, I really, really hope that this is legit and this guy's just not. It's one thing to advocate, it's another thing to hurt other people, and that's my point. And here's Justin, and the key thing, the money shot that I was talking about, is he even said this is not about a money grab. This is about his rights, the way it made him feel, discrimination. And that's what it's about for us, right? It's about really going out there and say, hey, we are just as equal as you. You do not deny me access because I have a guide dog. That is my eyes. You're denying me access with my eyes. That is unacceptable. Justin, dude, I hope you give us an update. I hope there's been some progress made to that, because those are the kind of situations, and he handled it and this is just my opinion. I'm not trying to make enemies. I'm not trying to offend anybody, because I'm all for going after these websites that are not accessible with screen readers. 100%, right? I'm just not about hurting other people in the process. If it's a big corporation, if it's someone, I don't know the laws, so I don't even want to say certain names because I'm not trying to get in trouble myself here, but if it's big, well-known organizations that are doing this, they should absolutely know better. If it's some small business trying to increase their business sales by going on the internet, they should know, and we need to teach them, and we need to help them get to that point. But if we are attacking them and maybe shutting their businesses down in some cases because they don't know, that's troubling to me, and that gives us a bad name. That doesn't help us necessarily. Now, we already struggle with how the community views us as individuals, but what about what it means moving forward? Like, I want to walk down the street with my cane and not be like, oh man, there's another one of those blind people. All they want to do is go out and sue everybody. You better make sure, close the door, make sure everything's right for them. I don't want that view upon our community. I don't want to be known as money hungry cutthroats who don't care about anybody else. Because that becomes well, poor me. I have this disability. Give me this, give me that. I don't want to be that, but I do want equality. I want an equal way of life. I want to be viewed as an equal. I want to be treated like an equal. I want to be able to take a guide dog if I want to into a club to be with my peers after doing my job. That's what I want. That's what Justin wants. And I love you for that, dude. I am going to ship this video to you because you're a part of it. And I just want you to know that I support you 100%, dude. And I would love an update, dude, because I think it's important, and anything that we can do as a community, I know we will. This is actually my first pilot video. I literally have I have one subscriber. So big shout out to Vincent Grasso, who has the Vincent Grasso. He does his blind stuff. I mean, amazing guy. He does some cool lightsaber canes and whatnot. I'm a big Star Wars dude, and that'll come in my other videos as well. And that's why you see my logo right now. It's actually, this channel was supposed to be called The Blind Jedi. I don't want to get off too far, but I'm a big Star Wars dude. So that cane is awesome. But I changed it to be more broad and made this show and this channel called Independently Blind. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, man. I just wanted to build a community. That's what I'm trying to do here. So I will be trying to put these videos out. I know I've talked to Blind to Billionaire. They told me to let them know when I start making videos. And this wasn't a planned thing. I just, I was doing some research. I was trying to put together this show and how it was going to look and how I was going to do it. And then all of a sudden, bam, this came up, and I just needed to make a video on it. I needed to put this out there. So I'm calling this my pilot episode. It's, I'm hoping that all my equipment is hooked up right and all the sound went in, and this is not become a big joke and everybody can hear me because I, just like everybody else, I mean, I see certain things. I have my peripheral, but I don't know if it's exactly working the way I want it to. We'll find out. So that's why it's a pilot episode, right? So I just wanted to introduce myself once again. My name is Jason Smith. This is the Independently Blind broadcast. What I like to do these every Friday and pick a topic that's shooting around the internet and just talk about it, and also more videos. So, I mean, if you're interested in more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you can be notified when the next video will go live. Like I said, I'm going to be putting out my story video, my inspirational video. There's things that have happened in my life, especially within the last year and a half, that has helped me grow so much as a visually impaired person. And I want to share my story. I've been inspired by the people around me, and I just want to share that moving forward. I want to take the inspiration that I received, and I want to pay it forward and inspire other people. That's what this channel is about. Advocate, educate, inspire, quest for positivity, live a positive life. Until next time, I will see you guys on the next one.